Hi guys, Virginia here, and I'm back with another 12x12 process video for you today, and this one's for the SpiegelMom Scripts design team, and I'm using one of the free cut files that's available over at the SpiegelMom Scripts shop. They're PNG files, free to download, so if you want to get your hands on them, there's a few new summer ones in there. So this one's called Summer Grid, and it's this cool kind of grid design with these little summer icons, and I wanted to use it. So I've cut it out just on some white cardstock, and I'm using the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days collection. I love this collection, I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I'm getting through it quite quickly. But I've got these photos of Eddie. We were at the beach one day, and we buried her in the sand. Her bottom half of her in the sand. She's just kind of lying back, relaxing on the sand. So they're quite cool photos. So I thought I'd document them today with this summer grid design. So I'm just going through the 6x8 paper pad for Sunny Days, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to firstly back all those little images, and then I'm going to kind of go from there and decide what squares I want to put pattern paper behind. So just for some of the pieces, I'm grabbing the bits that are left on the cutting mat and peeling them off, and then just kind of holding them on the pattern paper and cutting this basic shape around them, which is a great way to back a cut file. Not having to worry about pencils or erasing lines and stuff like that. It's just really super simple. So I go through and I do a few bits of it, and then we kind of skip to. I don't need to watch back a cut file. It's pretty basic, pretty boring. Yeah, but this one didn't take too long, but I'm really happy with the end result. Okay, radio. So we've skipped to, and all those little images have been backed, and you'll see the one with the wave, because it doesn't really have a bottom of the wave. I decided to back that entire square in the wave in blue, which I really like, and that kind of gave me the idea to add some patterns in as well. And I have added some vellum as well. I thought just to kind of lighten it up. And yeah, add another texture to the layout. I did go through the 12x12 pattern papers as well and just kind of flick through them, and I came across this one with the it's like a cream with some black speckles all around it, and then it's kind of got this faux white paint on the background. I thought that would be great, because those black and white speckles are kind of framing the outside of the layout, but then it's got a nice white base to pop that grid on. So that's why I've chosen that. And again, just going through, grabbing some pattern papers that I want to bring some colours in onto the layout, and just popping them behind those square patterns or spots in the grid. I'm not going to fill all of them. I like the idea of having some white space on the layout, literally. And yes, I'm just coming in with this floral one now. I've got two sheets of this and I haven't used it. I'm not sure why. But there we go. It's made it onto the layout. So with that butterfly pattern paper that's to the left of the photos, and then that floral one, I did fussy cut out a blue butterfly and some of those florals from the paper as well. I thought that might be a great addition. So I'm going to adhere this cut file directly to my background. No foam this time. Just straight to my background pattern paper. I didn't feel like it needed dimension today. I'm just running some glue behind those thin portions of the grid. And I just used ATG tape for the portions that had pattern paper behind them. So that was super simple. My photos, I have backed just one with blue and one with pink, just to bring in some of those colours around the photos. And I'm just popping them up on foam. And they kind of sit, there's kind of like a nice little spot for photos to sit centrally within that layout, because the grid kind of helps with that. There's three kind of spots that have interesting parts, I guess, if you will, to the cut file. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that the cut file helps to kind of dictate where your photos go. I was actually originally going to pop some in the squares, but which is another option as well. But my photos weren't big enough and I didn't want to reprint them. I liked them the size that they were, so I went with this option. So I'm just going through my embellishments. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. And you'll see that I brought in some of those fussy cut flowers and that fussy cut butterfly. And just going through the die cuts and stuff. I'm leaning very heavily towards some kind of tone on tone embellishing. At the moment you'll see I've got those pink flowers up in that pink section, and I brought some yellow florals and an acetate piece down to that yellow spot, and I do bring in a little bit of green over by those jandals shortly. These flowers, I tried to get it on, they just look a little bit odd to me. I love them, but they don't seem to quite go with the Sunny Days collection for some reason. In my mind, I don't like them with it. So maybe they'll make it onto another layout with a different collection one day. But yes, sadly one didn't make it on today. That little acetate golf cart gets moved because I found a little pink bike from the chipboard sheet that I thought was a little bit more appropriate. Not that you'd ride a bike really at the beach, might be a little bit difficult in the sand. But Eddie rides bike far more than she does a golf cart, so the bike goes on. And like I said, I've popped a little green chipboard phrase down in that green section. So I'm thinking about a title. I was going to use one of those chipboard sentiments, but I thought they were a bit big, and then I went through the 6x12 sticker sheets and found this one that says Sunkissed, and it kind of fit really nicely at the base of that photo, and then kind of hung out to the right of the photo and just kind of sat nicely on the bottom of the other one. So that was the best option. I'm just going through the little sticker pack now with all the little clear stickers and just adding a few of them. Again with some tone on tone embellishing. I did pop a little popsicle in an orange chipboard piece up in that section, top left section, and that's clearly not tone on tone embellishing, but it seemed perfectly acceptable in my mind to put those random embellishments there because there are random things on the cut file, like watermelon in a nice box. So it was a good opportunity to get those pieces used up. Okay. I went to put a little clear shell sticker where that shell is and decided no, it might be better to fussy cut some little shell images and use them instead, and I'm rather happy with that choice. So I'm just cutting a few of them out of the 6x8 paper pad, and I'm going to layer a few up there in that section. So I'm kind of breaking away from that tone on tone embellishing, but it's allowing me to get some more things on the page. So just layering up 3 shells there in that little cluster. And I did have a look at these puffy stickers, but none of them make it on the page. So I'm rather happy with this. So I'm going to glue everything down. So just using a mixture of foam tape and ATG and glue. I'm going to glue my little chipboard flower piece down, and then my die cut, and then just kind of work my way around the layout. So I'll start with my photos and pop them in place. And I'm just going to pop some foam squares behind that title just so that it stays supported. And I fuss around with this label for a little bit and I end up popping it up there shortly with some foam squares. There we go. And we'll skip to in a minute and everything will be glued down. Foam squares on the shells, just layering them up on top of each other. Okay, so there we go, that's all done. Just place my last little chipboard piece there, and now for the best bit, sequins. So I've got a bunch of mixes here. I kind of went through my all of my sequins that I've got, and just found some ones that I like the look of, that the colours within them would kind of coordinate well. So the first lot I'm using here is, I've got some blues, and I pull out a couple of greens and blacks from this mix as well actually, and this one's called Holiday Magic. It's one of the newer mixes. It's a really lovely green and blue sequin mix. So I pull out some blues for that, and then I bring in some yellows from a few mixes. We've got some little yellow flowers down in that yellow section. I will add them shortly from the Lovely Day mix, which is another new one, and also some yellows from Jewel of the Nile and that Summer Feeling. So I kind of scatter some of them down, and then I bring some greens over to the section here, and they're again from Holiday Magic and some from that Summer Feeling as well. It's the great thing about sequin mixes is they've got a huge range of colours within them that they will go with anything you are creating. I also bring in some pinks. I wanted a mix of some darker pinks and lighter pinks to kind of coordinate with those flowers that I've fussy cut. So we've got some darker pinks from the Happy Vibes mix, which is a bit older and I'm running really low on it. And also some pinks from the Rose Gold Glory mix, which has these kind of gorgeous glittery rose gold and really light pink ones as well. I also bring in some greens as well from the Summer Morn sequin mix as well and add them over to that green section. But I'm just kind of going through, pouring out some out of my packets into my little these little heart plates I've got. They were a random little find, but they were actually great for putting my sequins in, because where that heart forms at a point, I can just kind of tip them all back into my sequin bag, so it makes life really, really easy. So I'm just finishing off now with a few blues from that Jewel of the Nile. I just wanted some darker blue and some different kind of shapes. There's some really nice kind of flat sequins in that mix. So just adding them on, and then that's it for my layout. So don't forget to use code Virginia15 at the SpiegelMom Scrap Shop, and grab those summer cut files. Yeah, they're free. But until next time, bye guys.